Hi friends, Vika here. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in March. I did not read nearly as much as I thought I was going to. It was finals, it was midterms, it was dead week, it was whatever you want it to be. Those are my excuses. And then for spring break, I did not read nearly as much as I thought I was going to read. I kind of just took the week off. I went away with my girls and it was good. So yeah, let's just talk about the books that I read that I did read this month. So I'm just going to go in the order that I read them. It was 4 books, and yeah. So the first book that I read was A Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo. I gave this like 3 stars, 3.5, and it was a good, decent read. I mean, it's a Wonder Woman story, and it just left me wanting more. So what this is about, it's about Wonder Woman Deanna, and she kind of there's like a girl that washes up on shore one day, and they go on this adventure to save the world, and she needs to take this girl back, and yeah, it was okay. It was decent. It was fine. That's just it. I just wanted more action. It was just very generic, I guess. Yeah, other than that, there was some good representation. The main girl was mixed, so that was cool. But like, there was nothing else to it. What I did enjoy, though, it was like this book, it read like a movie, so it was really easy to get through. It was really quick, and it was really nicely paced. There was not a lot of like dawdling, and so it was good pace. It was good writing style. I like how it read like a movie, and it was easy to read, but just like substance-wise, I kind of wanted a little bit more. Okay, and my favorite quote from that book is, okay, I wrote it down. My favorite quote was, "You make things happen, or they happen to you." This is true. This is true. So the next book I read was The Lies of Locke Lamora by Lynch. This is the first book in the Gentleman Bastard series. And this book was very violent. It was very, very crude. It was very, very plot. Like, there was so much happening, and it kept you on your toes. And I give it 5 stars. Do I condone all this violence? No. Do I support all the bluntness and the type of humor and the language that they use? No. Did I enjoy it? Yes. It was so good. For perspective, this is like an Ocean's 11 meets kind of like a Renaissance fantasy type world. And it was so good. There's lots of revenge and exciting things that happen. So what it is about is Locke, he is an orphan, and he gets picked up by this one gang, basically, and then he gets transferred to another man who teaches him basically to be a con artist, as well as a few other boys and another girl. And so it flashes back from his training days to present day time, and in the present day time, not our present day time, his present day time, obviously. And it's like there's a bunch of heists that happen, and within like the first 50 pages, you're in a big heist, and it's so exciting. Like, this book is exciting all the time, and you're just shocked all the time, and you never, like, I did not expect anything to happen in here that had happened, and it was just so good. I alternated between the audiobook and reading the book, and it was just good. I recommend either version. The audiobook was really good. The book, reading it, is really good too, and it was just super good, and I loved it. I did. I gave it 5 stars. My favorite line in that book was like, there was a part where he's masqueraded as someone's like, and someone asks him, "Can you write?" He's like, "Write? Yeah, I write all the time. I'm right, except for when I'm wrong." And I was just like, how clever is that? Like, it's so dumb, but it's so clever, and those are just my type of jokes. I love puns and like dumb jokes, and it was just good. The next book that I read, I listened to as an audiobook from my library, so I do not have it on hand, but was The Mysterious Affair at the Styles by Agatha Cristie. And whew, how did I feel about it? This is the second Agatha Cristie book I've read. I've read and Then There Were None, and I did enjoy that one too. I love mystery, so I just enjoyed it. But so reading the book, I was like, I think I'm just gonna give this book like 3 stars. Like, this is a good mystery book, but I can see what's happening. I already know who the killer is. Like, I'm not gonna be shocked, and if I'm already figuring it out like a quarter of the way through, I know who did it. Like, it's not that fun. But I was wrong. I'm wrong in books because it makes you appreciate everything so much more, and like you're like swept off your feet in a way, and you're shocked and surprised, and you feel so much more feelings, and I really did enjoy it. So it bumped it up to a 4 star instead of a 3. And so yeah, I was like 3/4 of the way through, and I was just like, wait a minute, there's a quarter of the way through. What I think happened can't have happened. There's so much more book left. And I'm just like, duh. And so this is like the Hercule Poirot series, and so it's the same detective who is the detective in A Murder on Orient Express. I haven't read that one yet. I will eventually. I'll get to it sometime. I'm definitely gonna be reading more Agatha Christie, because I haven't been reading as much mystery lately, and I honestly love mystery, and I don't know why I ever stopped. I get distracted with all the new releases, and just like, oh, I should be reading this and that, and like everyone's talking about this, I should read that, but like at the end of the day, who cares? Like, it's what's gonna bring me joy, and I know that reading mystery always brings me joy if it's not too dark. Like, dark mysteries are always like, I can't sleep at night. No, thank you. So yeah, I listened to the book as an audiobook, so I honestly don't have a favorite quote. Maybe I do, but I don't remember anything from it, and I did not like take the time to stop and write everything down, because most of the time I listened to it, I was either like walking to and from classes or I was driving, so there's no really real way to write down my favorite quote or note it, because, you know, audiobooks, that's kind of hard. So yeah, the last book I read was Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, and I enjoyed this one too. I did not rate it. I cannot rate it, because this is like a nonfiction. It's like someone's theological beliefs kind of thing, and I don't feel right rating something like that. I don't, like, who am I to rate someone's beliefs and their thought processes and them trying to share it with the world? Like, I don't think I have any right to do that, so I won't rate this. But I did enjoy it, and I did think it was pretty valid. So what this is about is C.S. Lewis. He originally started a radio series, and he was trying to explain what Christianity was, and like just basically what Christianity was, and trying to break down some misconceptions and beliefs that people had within the Christian community and outside of it as well. So if you are a believer and unbeliever, it's a good read if you're interested in learning more about the Christian faith. And I liked there's lots of analogies that are pretty cool to like make with your, like, make the connection and everything like that, and how he explains it. That being said, I also, for this one, I did jump to and from the audiobook, and like I alternated between the audiobook and the physical copy of the book as well as, and so the cool thing about the audiobook is how this was, as I mentioned, originally like a radio series he was doing. So like how it is written was originally for it to be heard, you know? So a lot of like colloquialisms used, like that we use in everyday language, that we don't use in writing necessarily all the time. He did eventually edit it and add more things, and that's what makes the book. But still, like, if you are interested in listening to the audiobook, like, I recommend it. It's done really well. That's how it was formatted to be. But I know I'm going to reread this book, just physically reread it all the way through at some point in my life, because I feel like this would be a good study book for me. So if you're more into, like, the studying kind of thing, and you want to take notes and, like, highlight and stuff like that, do go with the physical copy book, not the audiobook. Makes sense? Makes sense. Y'all are smart people. So yeah, those are the 4 books I read this month. Not nearly as much as I thought it was, but honestly, I'm pretty proud of it. Like, I read Lies of Locke, Lamora. That's a pretty big one. It's dense and a nonfiction, so I'm proud of myself. And this was such a wide range of books, even though it's just the 4 books. It's really weird, but that's what I read. Let me know what you guys read in March. If you have read any of these, what were your thoughts on them? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, bye you guys. I'll see y'all soon. Mwah.